Well, hello everyone. I know this is the last session of the day, and I think they've saved the best till last, to be honest. But my name's Anna Vastilissin. I am a Senior Customer Success Manager here at PartnerEyes, and I've been here for a year. I've worked in the industry for the last 5 years. So yeah, really excited to be on the panel with some great guests today. So our session, over the past few years, partnership marketing has gone through a remarkable evolution, driven by accelerated tech advancements, changing consumer behaviour, and the increasing need for strategic collaborations. Today, our panellists will provide their unique perspectives on the transformation. They will delve into the challenges faced by digital marketers, the strategies that have proven successful, and the lessons learned along the way. From data-driven affiliate programs to influencer partnerships, the panellists will explore the vast potential for innovation within the partnerships marketing landscape. One of the critical aspects of this panel discussion will be the exploration of how to effectively position the benefits of partnership marketing to the board and C-suite for further investment. So, to my left, we have Adam, Tom, and Rich. So to start the session off, can you please each share a bit of insight into your organisation, your role and involvement within the affiliate and partnership programme? So Rich, if we could start with you, please.
Yeah, so I work for... which is all right. I work for the Boohoo Group. So within Boohoo now, there is got 13 brands, work across multiple markets, across the globe. Key markets really UK and the US, with a focus in France and Australia as well. So I'm not really directly involved in the affiliate channel, but it sits under me within the brands that I work on within the group as well. So I look after full digital mix, CRM, I then do quite a lot of the customer work as well, so I should say my title as well, which is Customer Marketing Director within the group.
Thank you. So Tom, would you be able to introduce yourself as well, please?
Yeah, hi, I'm Tom Cochran. I'm the Digital Acquisition Manager at EasyJet Holidays. So I look after a number of different channels within the paid media team at EasyJet Holidays, and affiliates being one of those. We're actually a really kind of a new company, so we launched just before COVID. About 4 years ago. So COVID has taken a lot of our sort of early years away from us, sadly. So we're a very, very small team, and we're kind of the new boys in town, I guess. We've just moved over to PartnerEyes, and we've been with them for a few months now.
Brilliant, thank you. And finally, Adam.
Cool, yeah. So I'm Adam. I'm the Digital Marketing Manager at Deliveroo. So I've been there a couple of years now. Previously, before that, I kind of was always in the affiliate industry. So yeah, my role is kind of the affiliate specialist at Deliveroo. So similar to Tom, like affiliates really hasn't been something Deliveroo has explored. And in the last couple of years, we've really looked at it. So I'm now trying to lead on the strategy globally and try and bring in kind of new partnerships in every market.
Brilliant, thank you. So Rich, what value does the affiliate and partnership programme deliver for your organisation? Do you think does your organisation think affiliate and partnerships are an acquisition vehicle or an awareness generator? How would you also define success?
Yeah, so I mean, over the last 8 months, I think the affiliate programme for us as a group, certainly the brands that I'm working on as well, has been a huge evolution for us. So typically it was always normally seen as a bottom of the funnel activity, and to be honest with you, not a great reputation amongst the C-suite, because I just think it's auto-reward, being perfectly honest. But actually I think we've gone on this real journey about making it back to that funnel point again, but part of the full funnel. And I think really it's one of the only real channels in the full digital mix that actually impacts all of the funnel. And I think what's really great about it now is actually the data that you're getting back, a part of it, which when if you go direct with some of the upper funnel stuff, you're kind of really blind to it, apart from a few little signals that you get as well. So actually being able to map that to an individual customer for us has been invaluable. I think that's been a real big education piece for us as a group, but then actually to the board as well. And really now it's one of our 3 primary channels in the digital mix and gets the same investment as your paid search and your paid social as well. And I think with that getting more and more expensive, only really see it continuing to grow.
Brilliant, thank you. Adam, what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I think, as I said, the affiliate channel's really new. We started off very much acquisition-led. It was all like, can we get new customers through the door? But as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, people have pretty much bought from Deliveroo in the UK. Everyone has probably made one order or so much. So in the UK, it's kind of massively shifting to like what additional value can we drive through the channel? How can we change consumer behaviour and like actually make a user better and stickier? So yeah, we're really transitioning to kind of that thought process now and really looking at kind of opportunities that lend to that.
Great, thank you. And then Tom, finally, from EasyJet Holidays, how would you add?
Yeah, sure. So for us, affiliates it's a relatively new channel for us. Of course, it's about results, but actually, because we are so new, a lot of this is also about exposure to us. So we recognise that being put out there and being partnered with other affiliates and brands is really beneficial to us. And actually, it kind of excites some of the people internally as well when they see that we have something for the NHS or for the students. Or equally, we're doing something a bit different than what we've done before in the past. So it's a bit of a combination of being very results-driven, of course, but actually we're also see it as a bigger piece around exposure and being able to sort of grow our brand and our brand presence in the market.
Brilliant, thank you. So how do you think affiliate and partnerships works alongside other channels? Is there any coordination? Is there a lot of overlap? I know, Rich, you kind of alluded to this earlier. So, Rich, if you'd like to go next.
Yeah, I mean, massively. I mean, one of the biggest things I think we've done with it is trying to connect it into our CDP. I think that's really, really key with the affiliate platform, so you can really understand at customer level what it's driving, and then it can become a part of the full mix as well. So, look, I think it's a massive evolution in terms of integrating into the wider mix. And I think actually in some areas it has a bit of work still to do, to be honest, particularly that lower level piece in terms of how you can activate across it. And I think that's one of the big changes that the programme and some partners do need to make, because looking now, if you're looking how marketing's evolving, everyone's talking about moving to an LTV model, ultimately wanting to buy audiences and attract new customers based on LTV. That bottom level, that bottom of the funnel affiliate activity doesn't really let you do that. It's new versus existing. But actually, if you can get to a world where you're looking at that on a single customer view basis and buying lookalikes against it, actually, I'm happy to spend more from a commission, give away more commission from a commission perspective to somebody who's going to become a high net worth customer to us and actually going to shop direct to us rather than shop through the affiliate network as well. So I think, yes, there is overlap to summarise that up. However, to get it truly, really integrated and more at the bottom of the funnel, not that top funnel, as I say, I think there's still a bit of work to do with some of the partners to be able to truly migrate it into your other key channels.
Brilliant, thank you. And either of you have anything else to add to that?
I was just going to basically agree. But yeah, I think most brands have now kind of integrated it into their wider performance marketing. They look at it on a weekly basis in the exact same way. I think what I'm starting to see more in my kind of role is that there's a lot of overlap outside of performance. There's a lot of overlap into like out of home and other areas like that. And I think those things are starting to kind of bring the channel outside of just performance and like deeper partnerships, and definitely kind of an advantage that other channels maybe can't do.
Brilliant, thank you. And especially for EasyJet Holidays as well, obviously new to the industry, are you seeing kind of any overlaps with the conventional EasyJet, or how is that kind of set up for you?
Yeah, of course. So holiday is quite a long thought out process, and so we recognise there's loads of different touch points throughout that customer journey. People tend to look sort of 4-6 weeks out and start their journey that way. So we do see a load of overlap. We see loads of touch points throughout that journey to them booking the holiday. And equally, we see people that are trying to look at maybe a beach holiday and a city break at the same time. So there's definitely a trickle-down effect that go into the channels, but equally, we see it working in tandem with other activity we're running, whether it be above-the-line marketing, display, or even things like meta search, where we see customers jumping between those different touch points.
Brilliant, thank you. So I guess this next section is really looking at kind of like the present and also looking at the future as well of what the affiliate kind of industry looks like. So have you guys got any opinions on kind of what's held the category back at all, or, from being considered a primary channel, like its counterpart in paid search or social? So Adam, would you like to kick that off?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I've worked in the channel for 8-9 years. It's been incredibly successful, so I can't say anything too negative. But yeah, I think, there's so many positives to the channel. But in the future, I think there are some, big things that need to change for it to really get up against, like, your search and other really well built out channels. Largely, personalization will be a part of that. Like, you have to kind of lean towards that. I think, especially in Deliveroo, as I said, a lot of customers have already bought with us. We really are looking at trying to pay the right amount to the right customer. We don't want to pay everyone a discount because it may not change their behavior. So we're trying to kind of really ring fence certain people. And I think that the talk earlier about the niches and that really resonates with me, because I think a lot of what we're trying to do is find niche audiences and work with them in a certain way. I think only the other week I had someone asking, how do we get in touch with families? Like, you can't do that with a lot of the other media. So we're trying to find opportunities in that area. So yeah.
Would you say that you're leaning on your data science team a little bit more? Obviously, you've got that functionality within Deliveroo, so it's quite fortunate. Yeah,
we're probably pretty fortunate there. We've got a whole data science department that kind of piggyback on everything we do. So you can't get anything through the door unless data science have approved it. But yeah, they'll look into every granularity within the campaign, which does help because you can start to see things other than just, we've made 1,000 sales. You can start to see how good those customers are, the quality of them for the next year, and kind of start working on actually valuing them as a lifetime value rather than just one order.
Brilliant, thank you. And over to you, Tom. What would you say the future holds for Affiliate?
Yeah, sure. I mean, quite openly, my background's in paid search and display, and they're very data-driven channels. You use data to look at what's going on. I feel that maybe affiliates are a bit too caught up with the last click. Sorry to break that to some of you. It might not be what you want to hear. But I feel that we're certainly with the holiday, there's lots of touch points, right? So, and I also sort of agree with what Adam said around personalisation, that there's a great opportunity to offer different units, different offers, which could enhance the product you're selling. So for us on holidays, there's obviously loads of stuff that come before that holiday, when you come back from holiday. And equally, there's different customers that are looking for different things that could enhance that experience with us. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much where I'd say. I think that there's lots of really great stuff that happens in the affiliate channel, but I personally, from my own perspective, would like to see more sort of data making the decisions and helping us make better decisions to work with you guys in a different way, in a better way for all of us.
Brilliant, thank you. And Rich, are you seeing that across the Boohoo group as well?
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of where it will go, I think we'll get to a place actually where we're buying most media through the affiliate channel. I think, like the first speaker said, you don't pay unless you get a return off the back of it. I think even we saw something the other week where you can start now buying Netflix ads through the affiliate model, which is amazing. I mean, TV's the oldest channel for hemorrhaging cash ultimately. So absolutely no doubt we're going that way. I think, again, in terms of evolution, just touching back to my last point, really, I think being able to do that at customer level, I think that's where it has got quite a bit of work to do, especially with things you see around now like CTV and things like that, where you're buying an individual rather than a channel. I think that's the transition that affiliates absolutely has to take. And I think until it does that, it's always going to have that perception internally at your C-suite of it's ultimately an auto-reward channel because you're still having that. What's what I'm trying to say? It still has that old tag, shall we say, that it is just auto-reward, give cash away for no reason as well. So for me, the whole piece is getting back to that, getting into that first-party data model.
Brilliant, thank you. And I guess that leads on to my next question really nicely. So have you seen any advances or innovations within the industry? Are there kind of, any trends that are pushing the category forward? I guess that's an open question to all of you. So.
Well, yeah, the one that I was really keen to talk about is the CLO model. So like the card linking kind of offer space, because that has started to lean into that personalization. They have so much data about you, and they know their users inside and out. And the advantage for us as kind of brands is that we can be very targeted, and our finance team like targeted. It's something they can protect their risks against. So yeah, I think it's an easy one for us to lean towards because we get kind of really clear results from the back of it. I think if I was to go to the execs and say I've made 1,000 orders, their first question is going to be what orders. Like they don't really mind. The volume isn't the point. The actual quality is the point. So yeah, CLO would be the one I'm currently leaning towards.
Brilliant, thank you. And I guess how would you kind of add to that one, Tom?
And I guess that from my perspective, that we've just moved to Partnerize, so I feel that you guys have opened up some new solutions to us. So a lot of what I do is that I get problems that come to me and I react to those problems. And what I've noticed is it's much easier to come forward with solutions or suggestions to solve that problem by looking at different user groups and being able to say, look, I could do this, or, you know, hey, we've got this really great run rate with this particular publisher, we could do a bit more. You know, and just being able to offer up some suggestions, some ideas, test it out, see how it goes, and then hopefully do a bit more of it. So I kind of feel that for me, that's perhaps what I've noticed more recently.
Brilliant, thank you. And I guess in terms of like other channel integration, both performance side and brand side, how do you measure this? I think that's a question for Rich.
Yeah, I suppose twofold really. I think new customer volume is always a huge metric for us. I think that's the primary for us that we see through it as well. And then it's just efficiencies through the brand activity that we run through the channel as well. I think, as we've touched upon already, I think getting that data back is just invaluable. We've spoken around influencer being one, but there's loads of other things, even the content pieces and stuff that we're getting in a minute. That's the real key. So that first touch that we see in the journey is a real key metric for us.
Brilliant, thank you. So Partnerize research with Forrester Consulting has suggested that senior level marketers often deprioritise this channel because they have a historical bias or preference to deferring to channels like search or social, or perhaps they don't understand this channel and also struggle to measure it. Adam, could you share with the audience what the executive sentiment is in Deliveroo with regard to understanding the affiliate and partnerships channel? Has there been buy-in, or do you think there's still kind of that struggle around understanding it, perhaps?
Yeah, I think there's still a struggle, but I think it depends on who you speak to and your team around you. In certain markets, so you know, being global, you've got some markets that have a really mature affiliate program, and they may have kind of had a better kind of view of it. And you have other people that may have worked in the affiliate industry 15 years ago and haven't touched it since, but are now very senior and making a lot of decisions, and they maybe have a different view on what the channel can and can't do. I think the one thing that I think we were chatting about when we were talking about this meeting is I think the execs have maybe seen a bad piece of affiliate marketing flow through a Slack channel that people have been throwing around, say, can we get rid of this? And that's sometimes the only touch point they get at the channel. If you don't really advertise it internally, that might be the only thing they see. So a lot of my job is around like teaching senior levels about the channel and all the advantages that are available, all the different users that we can gain from this channel, so that they don't just see the negative.
Brilliant, thank you. And Tom, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm actually quite fortunate in that I can try things, and the results, of course, are important, but what gets our sort of senior management quite excited and interested is when you come to them and say, look, we've done this activity with this particular publisher, or we're doing this particular offer in this space, and then you update them on what happened. And it doesn't always have to be a roaring success. It can, you can get some numbers in and they can say, hey, well, what can we do to do more of this? Or equally, okay, it hasn't quite worked the right way, but what could we do that's like this, and why do we think that didn't go right? So I think, from my perspective, to get the buy-in from senior execs is to be able to say to them, this is what we've done, this is what we'd like to do. And then sometimes when it's a little bit different, that is the bit that piques their interest, and they then come back and will want to know what happened, or how's it going, or what more could we do, and that's perhaps where we are as a business.
Brilliant, thank you. And Rich, when we were discussing, obviously, the pre-conversation to this panel, we were talking about educating the CFO and what was critical as part of those conversations. Would you be able to share that with the audience?
Yeah, I think that probably ties into everything the guys were saying, really. I think it's looked at really from two angles, ultimately. I think absolutely understanding that aspects of it attracts you to a new audience that are highly engaged with a certain network as well. So absolutely that presence being there's always going to attract a volume of new. So absolutely big tick on that. And actually the channel itself is pretty well thought of, to be honest, internally. They absolutely see its value, but I suppose just coming back to the points we've made too long, it still does have that negative perception as well when you're getting that existing through. And ultimately they're giving away more and more margin when do you need to? And sure, sometimes you will, but there'll be a big bunch in that you absolutely don't need to as well.
Brilliant, and that again links in very nicely to my next question, and I'm sure the word incrementality, everyone in this room has probably heard that, me talk about it, but executives often kind of cite the need for affiliate and partnerships to drive incrementality. Has this been a consideration in your organisation? Has this been a conversation that you guys have had to have? Rich, I suppose if you want to kick that off again.
Massively, and I think that's it, and at the minute, because we're a bit blind with the data that we're getting back, kind of have to take a gut feel with it, to be honest. You can't really see the incremental lift of it. Look, it'd be great to say that, look, this existing customer, need to give them commission, or they're not going to shop with us. I think that's the place where we'd like to be with it. And we may accept that, we may choose to not actually want to work with that because it's not worth it with us. But actually, it'd be great to say, actually, we can convert this existing customer to come and shop direct with us. And I think that's where we really need to go with it. For me, I think it's hard to really demonstrate the incremental benefit because very, very few of the partners that we're talking about here will let you run a control group in there to look at the incremental lift off the back of it. So, yeah.
Brilliant, thank you. Adam, I imagine you've had this conversation many times internally about, obviously incremental sales to the existing work that you do, but if there's anything you could share, please do.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to say incrementality. I've been told I wasn't allowed to.
Sorry.
But no, I'm joking. But yeah, no, I think very much what Rich was saying there. I think, control groups and, A/B testing is the norm in all other channels, apart from the affiliate channel. And, with a whole data science team sat behind you, like analysing all of your campaigns, they struggle to come up with the reasons why there is incrementality there, because they can't see the other things than the data itself. So, yeah, I'm really exploring these areas quite a lot at the moment about how can we prove incrementality at like any level. And that's where like CLO has been great because you can do holdout groups and it's been really helpful to like understand the value of that. But yeah, I think incrementality is not going to go away. Every time I ask for money, that's the first question that comes out of the finances mouth. So yeah.
Brilliant, thank you. And Tom, have you got anything to add on the incrementality piece? I'm sure you do.
Fortunately, I'm in a really fortunate position that we've only really had 2 full summers as a business. So virtually everything's incremental, which is quite nice. But unfortunately, most of you have all flown EasyJet, which means that you already are a customer as such. So the challenge I have is how do we convert someone that books a flight only to then want to book a package with us? And that's a different challenge alone. So fortunately, incrementality, it's really hard for us because we're so new, but there is also the challenge of how do we take people, to take another step with us, I guess.
Brilliant, thank you so much. So that brings us to the end of our discussion. So if there's any questions in the audience, please feel free. Oh, we've got a hand up already, so Steph, she's coming. Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you. Hi, my question is for Tom. So as a travel brand, you mentioned that your user journey is presumably quite a bit longer than an average one, and it's probably quite unlikely that the user converts right after the affiliate click. So do you see a lot of discrepancy between, say, Google Analytics data and affiliate network data? And if so, how do you tackle that? How do you approach attribution on your end? Do you use any third-party platform?
Great question. Thanks so much. I think one of the key reasons we moved to Partnerize was actually that we'd be able to see the different touch points and then look at the whole journey as a whole. But you're absolutely right. There is a big difference between any affiliate provider and what you see in GA. So GA will show the last click, which is fine. But actually, we decided we wanted to see more of the journey and to be able to actually take more focus on the first interaction, to look at what happens throughout that journey and see how it interacts with different channels. So it's something we've been with Partnerize 3 months now, so I'm really looking forward to see what we can do. And yes, it's something we'd love to do and look more into, but at this point in time, we're not sort of up and running as such in that way, but we are looking forward to sort of moving to more of that sort of model.
Brilliant, thank you. So that brings us to an end here. So a huge thank you to a wonderful panel. So yeah, a round of applause, please. Thank you. So yeah, I'm now going to pass back over to Sean, and he's going to end with the closing remarks. So thank you.
Thanks, everyone. I'll keep closing remarks quite short, actually. Fantastic to have people come up and carve out time to come and speak on these panels. Really, really appreciated, and also really appreciated from an audience perspective. We know that, as I say, at the very beginning, there's been a lot of these that have been going on recently, and you carve a lot of time out to come to these events. So hopefully you've got some value of it. I think the best value you can get from any of these is actually speaking to one another, as well as what you learn from the panels as well. So hopefully you've had a good time. Hopefully you found it educational. Hopefully maybe some bits to take away. For now, hopefully you have a lovely rest of the day, a few drinks on us at the back, and have a lovely evening. Thank you.